The EPA deadline for Logansport's coal-fired power plant to close is getting ever closer. We now know the reason for a delayed vote by the city's Board of Works last month. But the plant's future, thanks to the election, is anything but certain. The debate over the future of power generation in Logansport has taken twists over the last several years. Contentious debates, 2 agreements with mysterious developers following through to build new plants, a third one stepping forward, this time to retrofit the current plant. But earlier this month, it took a whole new turn, with voters selecting Dave Kitchell as mayor over incumbent Ted Franklin.
This was not a mandate for SG Preston to move forward. The election is over. The people that supported it, 80% of them lost.
Kitchell wants to meet with the newly elected city council and the Utilities Service Board in an open meeting on January 1st to explore all options, including Duke Energy and inviting the Indiana Municipal Power Agency to make a pitch.
Unfortunately, we're playing a crapshoot here with SG Preston. We're not doing a definite thing.
As News 18 reported last month, a scheduled vote by the Board of Works to ratify various agreements was delayed. At the time, Mayor Franklin said there were some questions how SG Preston would connect to the power grid. But now SG Preston's CEO R. Delbert Letang says that's been taken care of. Instead, the primary issue all along was when he received notice that the city had not disclosed the nature of its agreement with Duke Energy to provide supplemental power to the city.
There's this perception that SG Preston has been delaying or does not have the financing. That is absolutely incorrect.
Letang says the transaction is at the finish line. He's already gotten approval on several fronts, including from the EPA and IDEM for a 1-year extension to keep the plant going beyond the January 31st deadline.
Transaction will close well before the end of the year.
He says new city leaders can decide to move in a different direction, but refuse to say how much it might cost.
I'm just not going to go down that path at this point because we haven't reached that point.
Current council president Joe Buck, who was voted out, hopes the new administration continues on the same path.
I hope to see it completed. I think it is the best thing for the future of Logansport.
Kitchell says whatever happens with the plant, LMU employees will remain employed and work on other utility or city projects. Meanwhile, he hasn't talked with Franklin in months.
We'll be open for business on January 1st at 12:01 a.m. and we'll be ready to go, hit the ground running.
Mayor Ted Franklin refused to respond to multiple interview requests over the last week. Meanwhile, there's also some positive news for newly annexed residents on the south side. Dave Kitchell says he will halt the city's annexation plans there, even if it takes steps to de-annex. The issue is currently before the Indiana Court of Appeals.